Hello everyone and welcome back. So today's video is the swatch comparison video for Maniology's box of night polishes. So we have them all right here. So we have Shadow Veil, Moonwake, and Velveteen. And these are all pretty dang unique. I had a hard time finding comparisons to these, and even the ones that I did find, they were pretty different. So my criteria was the ones that their swatch looked similar or they looked similar in the bottle to show the differences. Since I'd already swatched them in my unboxing video, I won't be doing swatch sticks or the tops. And I already know what they look like, so it allowed me to be able to do those two criterias and not just the criteria of it looks similar in the bottle. So we're going to go ahead and start with Shadow Veil, and I'm going to swatch over black and white. Oh, I love how the shimmer shows up really well over the black. Okay, so I have 3 colors that is used to compare to it out of what I own. As many of you already know, I have quite the extensive collection. So Gretel Brittle, Gloom, and Violet Waves are the 3 that I found are similar in some fashion or another. But like I said, these are all still relatively different. That being said, you know, you're probably going to want to pick up these polishes when they come out because they're all pretty dang unique in their own ways. More so than normal for Maniology, because Maniology does like to bring out a lot of very similar polishes. So we're going to go ahead and go with Gretel Brittle, which this is a special effect polish, so it is more sheer. This is from their Grimm's Nightfall collection, which is still available for anybody who doesn't realize this or know this. It is still available. Now, the plates that was made during the same time as these polishes are not available anymore, which was their Happily Never After collection, and they, in the last year, they got rid of it. So it's been around since their Bundle Monster days, obviously, since this is says BMC. Both the polishes and the plates have been around for a long time. Now you can still get the plates secondhand in like buy-sell trade groups, but they are no longer available from Maniology themselves. So keep that in mind if that's something you want. This is Gloom. Go ahead and stamp it. This came out of, I'd like to say 3 years ago. Gloom is still available. Oh yeah, that's much warmer of a purple. In the bottle, this looks very similar, but stamped it's very different. So I had a feeling it would be. And Violet Waves, I feel like it's going to be the closest, but Violet Waves does not have a shimmer. It is a plain jelly violet color. And it is a jelly, folks. Do not be mistaken. It's just a very dark jelly. But it is a jelly. Sorry, my eye is itching like crazy. I think a cat hair got in there. My cats have been kind of clingy this morning, so now we're going to go in with Violet Waves, which this is the one that, while stamped side by side, looks a lot like Shadow Veil. However, it does not have a shimmer. But this was the closest one to it. Out of all the different purples that I have, this was the closest one to it, guys. So that says a lot, considering it's still pretty dang different from the others. It's still pretty dang different from Shadow Veil. I do believe I need to make myself a cup of coffee. My brain is still not awake, and I've had a rough morning. My youngest was almost late for school because he goes to a separate school from his brother. And his brother did not get ready in a reasonable amount of time this morning, and we were out the door extra late. It's been a fiasco, guys. It's been a plain out fiasco. So I don't even have to get super close. It's so obvious, even at this distance. And this is the closest one, guys. So Shadow Veil is very unique. Now, I'm not saying I own every Maniology polish, but out of the ones I do own, and I own quite a few of them, this is the closest one, and it's still pretty dang different. This is a much cooler tone, almost a blue. It is a very close to a blue. It's a much colder toned, and see, Griddle Brittle over Black does look similar to it because it is a special effect one and a similar cooler tone. So if you're going over a dark color, Griddle Brittle's pretty close, but that's about it, guys. Like, it's Violet Waves is the closest one, and it's very warm for over white or lighter colors. So yeah, keep in mind, guys, this is a pretty unique color. It's bordering blue. So you're going to be hard pressed to find a similar one to this out of the Maniology polishes. So that one's pretty unique for Maniology polishes. So let's go ahead and clean up our mat, and we're going to move on to the next color combinations. Here we'll move on to our blues. So Moonwake is the blue polish from this box. Okay, so now that we've cleaned that up, so Moonwake is this lovely, beautiful blue. The closest I found was Glass Slipper, which is also from their Grimm's Nightfall collection. Twinkle Toes and Double Bubble are the only ones that I found even remotely close to it, and even then it's still pretty dang different, guys. So we'll go ahead and we will swatch our lovely Moonwake. Such a beautiful blue. I love this blue. I love its gold shimmer. All of the polishes from the Box of Night collection have a lovely, beautiful coppery gold shimmer. And it's so pretty. It is so pretty, guys. I feel like my camera's not even doing it justice. Like they are so dang pretty. So now that I am getting into Halloween designs and things like that, feel free to comment below designs you would like to see that I have not already done. I mentioned in previous videos, I believe specifically the box of night unboxing, and may have been in my last fall video that's coming up tomorrow. Tomorrow, guys. That I would, you know, make sure you go through my previous Halloween videos, because I started right before Halloween at the beginning of the season last year. We're coming up on our 1 year mark, and I do a lot of Halloween videos. So if it's one I've already done, then obviously you can go back and look. I have a playlist for it. But if it's something that I haven't done already, go ahead and leave me a comment below, and I will see what I can do if it's something that I have. However, I don't have the Hocus Pocus plates from Miniology. They are expensive. I don't have those. And I don't have the super popular first Halloween plates from Miniology's Mani Me. I don't have those either. Also super expensive. So please keep in mind I do not have those, and they are not within my budget. I do not have several $100s, or in the case of the first, now this is glass slipper, by the way, the first set of Halloween plates, which can go in the upwards of the thousands, not just the hundreds. I don't have that kind of money. If my channel had like exploded and I was making good money, that'd be a totally different story, guys. But like, I've made in the last year maybe $100 off of you guys is using my code. Like, it's, I don't make much, guys. I don't make much at all. And all of that has gone, everything that I have made has gone back into product for the channel. I use a good bit of cotton balls and paper towels and acetone and, you know, top coat, things like that. I use a lot of that in the process of this channel. So it goes, every bit I make goes right back into the channel for that reason. Just the amount that is spent on consumables. Okay, so this is Glass Slipper, and the next one is Twinkle Toes, and this one was from last year's Christmas box, which, guys, I've already said this before and I'm going to say it again. October, be prepared. It's not going to just be the release of new fall and Halloween stuff. It's also going to be the release of their Christmas box. And even Tiana and Dev last night on their live said the same thing, that they have another holiday box coming up. Now, they wouldn't say what it was, but for those of us who've been around the block a few times with them, we all know it's the Christmas box, and it's coming up. So save your dollars, guys. Save your dollars. It's going to be the same price as the Halloween one, and they confirmed what I already saw. I thought it was, you know, the first day, the first 24 hours that it sold out. It sold out in the first 13 hours. The box of night sold out in the first 13 hours, guys. So keep in mind that if it looks like that it's going to be a good box, the hype is good around it, it's going to be gone just like that. So sign up for their newsletter. Those of you who are subscribed to my channel, click those notification bells, and when I get my information on it in the newsletter, because I keep a close eye on all of this, guys, I will announce the release date as well. If you don't have Instagram or Facebook, I had somebody comment about that. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, and turn your notification bell on, and I will have it announced as soon as I find out from my email and the groups and everything else when they are launching it. Because I can see how it can be missed. I missed the very first Halloween box. Double bubble. Okay, so this next one is double bubble. I missed the first Halloween box because it sold out before I was even aware of its existence. And it had been out for less than a week. So, understand that it's very easy to miss these. And that's putting it lightly. It's very easy to miss these. So make sure you have the money put back, saved for it already, and ready to hit that order button as soon as it launches, because you may not get it if you don't. That certainly happened to me in the past, and it has not happened since because I keep such a close eye on it, but it can happen, guys, very, very easily. Okay, so this is all of the blues. And this had the closest resemblance out of all the different colors from the box of night. This one had the closest to similar colors. So as you can see, glass slipper over white looks very similar, and Twinkle Toes and Double Bubble definitely have a lot of shine to them, but they are different shades of blue. So we're gonna go in and we're gonna look at this. So on camera it shows a little differently, but this does look more different than it does on camera in person. But Double Bubble does look quite similar too, but it's got more shimmer to it, and it doesn't have that gold. So these are quite similar, but they're not quite the same. The difference shows more heavily over black, where it's quite unique in comparison to the others. These hold their blue tones much more than Moonwake does over black. Over black, Moonwake has a little bit more of that gold. It deepens the color. You see more of the shimmer in a different color than these plain shimmers that match the base color. So it is quite different still, but it has the most similarities to other polishes than the other two do. So we're going to go ahead and clean this one up, and then we will get into our red, which our red has some purple hues to it. So I did keep that in mind when picking the colors for comparison. I picked other shimmery reds that had purple hues to it, because this one does as well. Sorry guys, it's being kind of finicky this morning. I'm usually better at removing this stuff. Okay, so Velveteen. is our final color here. So I'm gonna deal with my paper towel real quick. Excuse me. Sorry, I've got some major congestion going on. We are entering fall and the weather is messing with my sinuses super bad right now because we get a relatively good cold at night and then it gets really hot during the day, and the constant flip-flopping between cold and hot just has my sinus cavities just freaking out. And it does it in the spring too, for the same reason. It gets hot during the day and cold at night, and just the flip-flopping between the two is just, oof. Sinuses don't like it at all. But you know what? I sleep great. Because it's cold at night. During the day, I don't like the heat though too much. I like it enough to go out in the pool, but not enough to like go out and do much more than that. I'm very heat sensitive. Okay, so this is Velveteen, and this is what I'm talking about. This red is very burgundy-like. It has a lot of purple hues to it. Look at that. There's a lot of purple hues to it. It actually reminded me of Holly Hell from the Christmas MXM box that they did either last year or the year before. I'm not 100% sure which one, but it was definitely a relatively recent one, and it actually made it on the list because it was very similar. Okay, so this next red is Slasher. And this one was in, I don't remember which box. It was in one of the Halloween boxes, I can tell you that much. One of the special advent calendar ones. I couldn't remember which one. It may have been the first one, if I'm going to be brutally honest. It was one of the first two boxes. I couldn't tell you if it was the first or the second. I know it wasn't the third because the third box had plain cream colors and not shimmery ones. So I'm going to go ahead and, oh, that's much more red. In the bottle, it looks similar. I had a feeling that it wouldn't look very much alike. But in the bottle, it looks similar. This is what I mean when I say that the bottle can be quite deceiving, and it can swatch very differently from what it looks like in the bottle. So swatching is very important. Okay, so this next one's probably going to crack you guys up because, well, we already did two others from that collection. So yes, we are going back to the Grim Nightfall collection, because I feel like that's what they did. I feel like they took colors from the Grim Nightfall collection and made something similar for this box, because it's an old collection. So this is one of my personal favorites from the Grim Nightfall collection, and it is Wolfish. And it is a beautiful burgundy-like red, and it is really pretty. And it was one of my favorites. It's a very vampy red, to say the least. It's a very vampy color. I love it. However, it is a warmer and less cool toned burgundy, and that's where it's different from this one right now. That is where it's different from Velveteen. Velveteen is a cooler toned, less warm toned burgundy. Okay, so we're going to go into our next color, which I believe is Evil Eye, which hilariously enough is from one of the first two boxes. Yes. So we are also comparing to previous year's Halloween boxes at this moment because, well, they're very similar reds. So they do like their reds, guys. They do like their reds. When it comes to Halloween, they like their reds. And I'm all for it because that's when some of the best reds come out. And I love this particular red. It's a gorgeous red. And it shows well over both black and white. Finding a deeper red like this that shows well over black is hard to do. Guys, it is. It's hard to do. That was something I struggled with, and that with Wolfish, because Wolfish doesn't show up great over black. But I wanted it to. Oh God, I wanted it to. It was so pretty, and I fought with it. For years, I fought with it and tried to make it work. And then they came out with Evil Eye and Slasher, but especially Evil Eye. Evil Eye was my favorite of that, because look how bright that is over the black, guys. Look how bright that is. That's bright. And I wish the camera picked it up better, because like in person, this is like practically glowing. So, okay, so on to Hail Santa. That's the one I was thinking of, not Holly Hill. Hail Santa. So this is a burgundy-like red. Holly Hell, I think, was the green that came with it. Now that I think about it. But the Hail Santa, once again, much like Wolfish, it's a much warmer toned red. And it looks purple in the bottle, guys. And the red here looks purple when it's stamped, but red in the bottle. Tell me how that makes sense, guys. This is what I mean, that they can be very, very deceiving. When you look at the top of this, it looks like what's in this bottle. When you look at the top of this, it looks like what's in this bottle. They don't look like they should be. It looks like I mixed up the caps. But that's not the case. You guys saw me swatch them. I didn't mix up the caps, but it looks like it did. It's kind of crazy how that works, guys. It is. Okay, so this last one is Ruby Slipper, and this one's really pretty too. But once again, like, it looks similar in the bottle, but doesn't really stamp looking the same as the other, as Velveteen. I mean, I give props to Maniology on this year's box. This polish is being quite unique. Last year, they were still quite unique, but they didn't have any, like, pizzazz. They were creams, so it felt kind of underwhelming, especially since they usually charge less for creams than they do the metallics and the special effect ones. So it didn't feel as good last year as it did this year and previous years. But like I said, with the exception of last year, because last year was just, I don't know. I was kind of disappointed in last year's box. It really was not up my alley. I liked it, but it didn't feel as good of a purchase as it normally would. For the plates and the polishes anyways. The other stuff it definitely did, and that's the reason I got it anyways. But as a generality, like, it fell flat in comparison to the others for me. Alright, so we have all of them swatched. And clean my plate here. Okay. Alright. now that I've cleaned my plate, I can do this comparison. And it really, I don't even have to get super close, guys. It speaks for itself. This is very unique. It has that purpley hue, but it's not quite a purple. And all of these reds are very different all across the board. Though when you look at them in the bottle, you know, some of them, the only one that looks different in the bottle is the hilarious one that looks different swatched on top, and making it look like I swapped the caps. But that's not the case. It's funny how it works, because when you look at this one in the bottle, it looks like it should be purple, but when you look at it stamped, it looks red. This one looks like it should be red, and you know, because it looks red in the bottle, but when it's stamped, it looks more purple than it does red. So yeah, no, it's kind of funny how that works. And I don't even have any purples that come close to this either, guys. Like, it looks red over black. I give it that. Over black, it definitely has a red look to it, but it's super dark. And it's more visible in person than it is on camera, but it's still really dark. So that's what reminded me of Wolfish. It's because Wolfish does the same thing. I'm gonna have to call them back. It's most likely a scam call, so. But that is all of them, guys. That is every last one of the comparisons, and there's not really anything that looks close to these three. So I hope you all are having a good morning, afternoon, evening, night, whatever it may be, wherever you're at while you're watching this video. And until next time, guys, bye.